Hello, my friends. Nice to see you. It's me, Christiana Gaudet, your tarot fairy godmother. I am live on my YouTube channel. It's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter recap. If you do not get the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter in your inbox every Wednesday, why not? There's a link to subscribe and to read it right in the description here, along with links to book an appointment with me to get your ticket for StarCon coming up like in a week. At this time next week, I will be doing my final readings and packing up and getting in my car and going to West Palm Beach for StarCon, which starts promptly 9 a.m. Friday morning. Not this Friday, not tomorrow, the following week. So check out all those links. My link tree is there too, so you can see all kinds of wonderful things. All right. I am so happy to see all of you in the chat who have, you've all come up with these really great questions. And because we do this, pretty much every Thursday after the newsletter on Wednesday, when I'm coming up with a newsletter topic, I think about it. I think about how's this going to turn into a reading topic? And you as a community never cease to amaze me with your ability to take even a very weird topic like this one and turn it into some really insightful questions. So thank you so much for that. And I will answer all the questions in just a moment. So what is the weird topic this week? You don't know what you don't know. And that's such a conundrum, especially from a divination perspective. I mean, first of all, in life, literally, you don't know what you don't know. And so sometimes you don't even know the right questions or the right knowledge to acquire. And so how do you figure that out? And that's a logistical question. It's a career question, way beyond divination, right? And it's also true that we sometimes mistake deeply held beliefs for actual factual knowledge. And that can be a problem, right? When we need to actually readjust our beliefs to align with new information. But then there's the whole divination thing. And the reason I chose this topic is at our meetup at Panera Bread in Palm City this past Sunday, we were doing some work, like shadow work with the cards. And we had a really interesting discussion, as tarot people will when they get together. And there were a couple things. One, even if we don't consciously know something about ourselves, is that knowledge inherently in the subconscious? Is all knowledge that we need to know inherently within the subconscious or possessed by our higher selves, even if it is not possessed by our conscious mind? And then can a tarot reading simply be the process of bringing what is in the subconscious to the conscious? And I do believe that. I think that's absolutely true. But I have a hard time with the idea that subconsciously we know everything and we know everything we need to know. And that is a deeply held belief of people who actually have more psychological education than I do. So I probably got no talking room here. But I just don't know if I buy it, So that's an interesting question. I'd love to hear your opinion. Does the subconscious mind know everything about ourselves that we need to know? Is that a fact? A lot of people I know and respect would say that it is. I'm reserving judgment on that one. But it certainly knows some stuff. And tarot certainly can bring the subconscious to the conscious. That I absolutely do believe. All right. So there's that. Now, I have heard diviners say, professional diviners say, you can't do readings about things you don't personally know about, which I think is a bunch of crap. I think, of course, you can do readings about things you don't know about. You can say to me, what's better, option A or option B? I don't even need to know what the options are, and I can give you a decent reading on it. And so can you. And so I don't buy that one. And I've also heard diviners say, tarot cannot tell me anything I don't already know, which I also believe is total BS. So we all have our beliefs around what we can do in divination and what we can't do, right? So I'd love to hear your opinions about all of that. Meanwhile, I am very happy to answer your questions in the order that I see them about what you know, what you don't know, what you need to know, what information you need. As I said, you're doing a good job coming up with good questions, so let's get at it. As you can see, I'm using one of my favorite workhorse decks, Spiral Tarot. And of course, I want to shout out all the members and all the moderators. Thank you so much for being here and helping out this channel. Thank you to everyone. Please do like this video. And if you're here new and have not yet subscribed, please do hit subscribe and make sure you hit the bell. And you know what else? I want to remind you that we have a class coming up this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Engaging the Tarot Court. We always complain about those court cards, right? They're so versatile and that makes them so confusing. We're going to do a really straightforward court card class wherever you are in your tarot journey. I think you'll enjoy it. The link is already up. Join us on Sunday. Okay, and just before we start with these readings, a couple of comments about the philosophical questions that I have posed to you today. Okay, from Mixuer, Michelle. Nah, I don't think that's true. I think there's always more to learn. I do think we know more than we consciously know. Right, so that's an answer to the question of, does the subconscious know it all? Right. Mixuer agrees with me, maybe not. Ali Mammon. Actually, I'm on the fence about this topic, but I find what you don't know is a mix of what fate throws your way to bring out sides of us that we thought we didn't know and are responsive to the incidents of fate. Agree. And Betty, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. If we already know everything about ourselves subconsciously, then why do we ask our guides for help or direction? Thank you. You can trust Betty to point out the mislogic in anything that is illogical, anything that is illogical. Thank you, Betty. Makes sense. And Quinn Kilharius, I don't think so. We have such limited experiences as humans, we can't know everything. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Trey, hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. I feel like some souls know more than other souls. Yeah, that's probably really true. So thanks for having that conversation with me and ringing in on that. I really appreciate that. All right. Von Ray, you're first up. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Nice to see you here. What is something that I don't know yet but need or should know? Good question. What you don't know yet is that the very, very hard work that you're going to have to do to get where you want to go, if you do it, it will pay off. It will. Mediha Ness, nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being here. What should I know that I don't? All right. What you should know that you don't is how much time you have left in your life to perfect the things you want to perfect, do the things you need to do, and achieve the things that you want to achieve. I think sometimes you just feel like there's never enough time. There never will be enough time, but there will be. You'll get it done. Trey Cameron, nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. What truth do I need to know and what do I need to leave behind? So that would be like those deeply held beliefs that maybe you need to change, right? All right. That feels like a 2-card spread to me. So, Trey, what truth do you need to know and what do you need to leave behind? Okay. I think sometimes you can stubbornly adhere to a belief about something that'll turn out not to serve you. And so you might need to leave behind some of that stubborn adherence. What you need to know is how much you can learn and understand through meditation, through the practice of yoga, through divination, and just through these sorts of spiritual body, mind, spirit practices. There is even, and you may have some of those practices already. I assume you do, but there is even more you can learn from diving into them. Mix you ear. What do I need to know in order to sleep? I've tried everything, just got pills, prescription pills, but that's not a long-term solution. Maybe reading before bed on Kindle is a factor, and I need physical books. Let's take a look and see. So first of all, is e-reading, let's shuffle a little better here. Is e-reading a factor? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Why do we think you're having trouble sleeping? I think you are a person who is probably more of a night person, and that's part of the problem. But I also think it takes you a while to power down. I think you have to start, in a way, preparing for bed hours before you're going to be going to bed. That means limiting caffeine. If you do caffeine like in the mid-afternoon, that means like as soon as you're done with stuff for the day, really taking time to breathe, to relax, recognize that your bedtime ritual should probably be like 3 hours long. You need time. Ali Mammon, what should I know that I don't know with regard to any particular sphere of my life, such as career, health, or family? All right. Well, first of all, let's look at, what sphere should we dive into? We're going to say your own ability to find healing. And I'm going to say that's more emotional healing, personal healing, psychological healing. And what you need to know about that is you have been carrying around some trauma that you don't even really think is trauma, that for you it's just normal. And it's been with you since you were little. And you're coming into a time when you can dig into that and let that go. And when I say dig into it, you don't necessarily need to relive it. You just need to figure it out a way to let it go. Seriously. Madi Hannes, thank you. I do feel I've wasted so much time with a mix of goofing off, working really hard, and straggling crazy crap. Things of doing and life happening, right? Right? All right. Quinn Kilharius, nice to see you. What do I need to know in order to advance my career? Very good. Very good. What you need to know in order to enhance your career is that you don't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be perfect. What you have to do is show up as the person who can do the best you can with what you have and with a good attitude about it. That's what you need to know. Good attitude, making the best of what you have, showing up the best way you know how. Personally ours. What do I need to know about my relationship? I think there's some impatience there. And whether that is someone else being impatient with you or you being impatient with that person, you have to look at the cause of the impatience. And if the impatience is just impatience, then you need to be more patient with each other. But if the impatience is something deeper, then you have to figure that out. Justine Osina, nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Glad you're here. The next question I see is Caroline McLaughlin. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Just wondering what I know that I don't know. Okay, so that whole subconscious thing, unconscious thing. What is in your unconscious that you need to bring to your conscious mind? The good things about your family and your ancestors. It feels like you deal a lot with the family trauma, but there are good things there too, and you need to find those good things. And the other thing I would say is archaic memory. Looking at, family trauma, looking at going back generations and generations, what are their archaic memories of your ancestors that are still in your DNA, and how do you react to them? Justine, how am I being asked to harness the sacred knowledge within me and channel it into the important work I'm doing over the next few days? What a smart question. Okay. how to harness the sacred knowledge within you and channel it into important work. Don't overthink it. It's already there. You don't even have to overthink it. You just have to do it and it will be there. Hey, Martha Vink, nice to see you. What is something that I think I know that is not correct or needs to be relearned? That's a brave question. Very good. We all need to ask that question. I think you're less good than you are. I think that you need to relearn how you think about yourself. Seriously. Betty, what truth am I hiding from? You know that there's a lot of childhood trauma, but you don't always recognize the way that it's manifested and how you can heal it now. And that's what you need to think about. Teresa C., thanks for being here. And both Betty and Teresa, thanks for using members only emojis. Teresa, thanks for being a member and a moderator. I'd love some insight into what I don't know that if I did know, it would be empowering. Okay, here we go. Your ability to problem solve, Teresa C. What you need to know is that you have incredibly good problem solving ability. And Justine and Betty, thank you so much for your kind words about the newsletter. Nalini Kalu, nice to see you. Thanks for using members only emojis. What don't I know that is currently holding me back from the life I wish for? What a great question. All right. Nalini, what you don't know, and maybe you do know this, but it deserves repeating, is that the life you wish for is a life you have never had before. It is brand new, and you don't really know what it looks like. You only have a sort of vision of it. So you're open. You have to be wide open to this thing. It's like I'm getting a new pet, and I have no idea if it's a cat, a dog, a kangaroo, or a horse. But you have to be open that it will be the best pet ever. It's like that. Is that crazy? I think that's true for a lot of us, though, really. Okay. Smile Soul 20. So nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. The next question that I see, Melissa Grosso. So nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. What don't I know about my current cocoon status in work and in love? I would argue what you don't know about that is that StarCon's going to blow that wide open for you. But beyond that, it can only last for a period of time and then it will change, just like any other cocoon. Hey, Katie, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member at the Sun's level for 10 months. We really appreciate you. And Katie did something recently that a few of you have done, and I haven't answered anyone, which is reaching out to me in text or email saying, excuse me, so you know me, which of the StarCon classes would you think are best for me? And I will answer those questions, but so many of them are so good that it's hard, man. So I haven't been ignoring you, Katie, and everyone else who's asked that question. I'm cogitating over it myself, trying to figure it out because it's a wide range. Okay, Katie, I will get to your question. The next question I see is Christine Hollowell. Nice to see you. I would like to know about my spiritual path. I feel like there are some new opportunities for me this year. What do I need to know? Great question. You need to know that you have to dive into the places that you're afraid to go. That there's a part of you that wants the deep knowledge, that wants the deep understanding, but at the same time, that's scary. But don't be afraid. Just go there. If you're afraid, you're doing it right. Okay. Audrey M., so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. I'd like to participate in this theme of a reading. Please share what I need to know about the relationship aspects of my life. Fair. Fair, fair. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being here. Are we going to see you at StarCon? I hope so. Glad you're here. Okay, when it comes to relationship stuff, I feel like you have a hard time getting closure to things. If it's something that was hurtful, you have a hard time getting closure to that. If there's a loss, you have a hard time getting closure to that. Likewise, in an ongoing relationship, if someone does something that upsets you or worries you, you have a hard time letting go of that. And so learning how to let go of things would be helpful, or bring them to the table for conversation, but you can't just stew on them. Okay. Leslie Jones, nice to see you. What is a deep-rooted belief I have that's not really true? I hope this makes sense. Oh, it does. It's a theme you've been working on with your therapist, right? Right? That makes sense. Okay. So it's a theme you've been working with your therapist. Leslie Jones, a deep-rooted belief that you have that is not true. Beliefs about your own limitations. Beliefs about life limitations and your own limitations. Basically, beliefs about limitations. How about that? And Katie Kondo, I want to say thank you so much for the very, very generous super sticker. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Very good. And Christine, thank you for that feedback. Appreciate that. I always appreciate feedback. I don't always read it aloud, but I always appreciate it. Julia Bonasteel, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Hey, everybody. I'm just reminded, because I know Julia's coming to StarCon. I know Betty is. I know Melissa is. The StarCon community group on Facebook. If you're not a member, become a member. And if you're coming in person and flying in Thursday, there's a poll. I'm trying to get, I'm trying to get a head count for people joining us for dinner at the Mexican place in Rosemary Square. If you're going to be in time and you want to join us, please answer that poll. All y'all. Melissa, I know you already did, so that's cool. Okay. So Jenny, you're going to borrow Nalini's question. Okay, that means I'm going to have to scroll back and find Nalini's question, because you didn't think I was going to remember it, did you? You didn't think that. Hang on, scrolling back. Here it is. Okay, so for Jenny, what don't I know that is currently holding me back from the life I wish for? And you're right to borrow it. It's a good question, Jenny. Absolutely. Specifically, Jenny, beliefs that you were raised with in your family that are not true. Think about the things about yourself, about life, about what's possible for you that you were raised with consciously, unconsciously, subconsciously, and recognize there are some there that are not true. All right. And up next, I think, is Katie. Let me just scroll back there. Yes. In fact, Katie, I accidentally skipped over you and went to Jenny, so I'm sorry for that. But Katie, here we go. And thanks for being a member at the Sun's level for 10 months. Thank you, too, for the very generous super sticker. Thank you for using members only emojis. What neon sign are you missing? Here we go. Katie Kondo. I don't think it's so much a neon sign that you're missing. It's just hard to sometimes have faith when you're in the day-to-day of it. And the neon sign is simply that you will be able to figure out the life that you need to have the life you need to have, if that makes sense. And I know it will. And it's taking time and it's so frustrating, but you will get there. You will get to your right living situation, your right staffing situation, your right work situation. You'll get there. And honestly, I think there could be good opportunities coming for you soon. So just know that. Okay. Arlette. Here we go. Arlette, I had my assessment for with the eating disorder place, and they want me to do partial hospitalization for 4 to 6 weeks. That would mean me going in Monday through Friday, 8 to 3. This would mean I can't help my friend. Do I help my friend for the time she needs help and then do the treatment for 4 to 6 weeks? Or do I tell my friend I won't be able to watch her kids? I feel like this is a hard choice because we need the money, but I also need to get my health in order. Aspects of outing others before or putting others before myself keep coming up, and I'm just so confused on what to do. Okay, so what do you need to know about this? Because the thing helping your friend is only for a short period of time, and it is some extra money, and she does need the help. So, do you help your friend and delay the treatment? Do you tell your friend you can't help and go into the treatment right away? It is so 6 of one, half a dozen of another. You could really go either way. It's not that big a deal. Would your friend find someone else to do it? It would be hard, but your friend would understand if you have to be in the hospital. But could you do it, help your friend collect the money, and then go to the hospital? Yes. Yes, you could. It would be fine as long as you don't chicken out on the hospital. So you could do it all. You could help your friend for the time she needs, make sure there's a clear cutoff there, and then enter the hospital, like give yourself a day in between and then enter. And that's probably the right answer, because then you help your friend, you get the money, and you do the treatment. Just don't let that time cause you to talk yourself out of it. All right. Lit, hi, nice to see you. What's going on here? Lit, what is it that I'm not seeing and how it would be ideal to share my knowledge? Oh, I love that question. That's so good. You know, a lot of it is going to be about the organization thereof, that you have a lot of organized, but you don't always know the right way to package it or the right way to organize it. And that's where you should be putting your focus. Is it written? Is it video? Is it live classes? Is it recorded classes? And then how do you organize it so that people can get it in the bite-sized chunks they need? And I think that's where you have to start. Start with the bite-sized chunks and figure out how you can get those building blocks of knowledge together. Okay. Baby Cakes, nice to see you. What is something that I don't know yet that I should know? I think you can have a lot of anxiety when things are not going your way. Jenny, you're fine. It's all good. You're totally fine. Okay. Baby Cakes. You can have a lot of anxiety about all kinds of things. And what you don't know yet that you should know is it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. And I think sometimes you can have big anxiety about things that will be solved and that you can solve and that will fall together okay. And you need to trust that. Trust that it will all come out okay in the end. Seriously. And you stole Medea's question. Yep, absolutely. Elaine Robbo, nice to see you. What is in ahead for me and R? So, okay. So I'm going to phrase this in the theme that we're working with today. So What do you need to know about this relationship for now and the future? How about that? Well, the thing that you need to know about this relationship is there's a great energy between the two of you, but whether that energy is going to last is a question, and whether either or both of you may or may not have the bandwidth to have, like, the two of you may not be on the same page in terms of what you want in the relationship or what you're able to give in a relationship. And so that's where you need to be thinking and the conversation you need to have. Jenny, no worries. No worries at all. You are fine. All right. From my perspective, I've answered every question. If I accidentally missed someone, I'm so sorry. Please reiterate. If you are here and you have not yet asked your question, now is the time. I want to remind everyone. Let me make sure I'm right about the time. I think I am. I want to remind everyone that we have a class on this coming Sunday, the 15th, 7 p.m., Engaging the Tarot Court. Join us for that. It's free. The link is already up. Definitely subscribe to the newsletter. The link for that is in the description, along with the link to get your tickets for StarCon, and link to make an appointment with me, and my link tree where you can find all kinds of delicious stuff. Thank you all so much for being here. Really appreciate you all. I'll be back tomorrow, I think. Am I back tomorrow? I'm supposed to be back tomorrow with the Friday weekly wrap-up. But you know it's getting weird up in here. Yeah, we're good. I'm back tomorrow with the Friday weekly wrap-up as far as I know. And it is getting weird up in here, but I am still doing readings right up till early Thursday afternoon. So get those readings in, and then I'll resume readings. Not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. I'm doing readings from now till midday-ish Thursday. And then I will resume the following Monday, mid-afternoon. So get those readings. Love to see you. I want to thank you all so much for being here. Subscribe to the newsletter. Like this video. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take good care.